Okay, now we'll take the third evaporator, that is climbing film evaporator. Now first we'll see from the book. Okay, so from the diagram we can see clearly ki how the principle is there, and principle itself explains you ki what is the working of it. So you can see you don't have here tubes immersed. Here what is the fundamental, that the tubes are heated separately and your feed is heated separately. So what is the major advantage of it? Because these things are heated separately, the contact time in between the steam tube and your feed would be very less. And steam means boiling, so you will not have large amount of contact time between your tubes and your feed, and hence thermolabile substances can be very nicely evaporated using such evaporators, climbing film and even the next one, forced film. So first we will see this. You all can see you all have steam inlet, you all have tubes, then feed inlet is there from which feed passes from the bottom to the top. So now it is not like your complete feed, your solution solvent is immersed in it or your tubes are immersed in that. So you have different inlets for feed and steam. Then you have two outlets. One is for vent, that is gases, condensate. The condensed gases and non-condensed gases, whatever are there, gets removed from vent and condensate. Then you have a deflector. Now deflector is, this we will see in the working, that how the vapors form bubbles at the walls of the tubes, and these bubbles comes together to form bigger bubbles, and then you have your concentrated feed also that goes from the bottom to the top. So at the deflector your vapors, your bubbles and all come together and they are removed, you can see at the right hand side, from the vapor outlet, whereas your condensed feed goes down due to gravity, it comes below. So from where the area, that is bottom, your feed was going inside, from that area itself your concentrated product, your concentrated feed will come down. So cyclone separator is something separate, you can say, you all know what are cyclone separators. So that separating device is very good for removing vapor from the outside inlet, from the top outlet, and your feed from the bottom outlet. Okay, so now I will tell you this in short. So what is the principle? Tubes are heated externally by steam, okay, that is boiling water. Then the preheated tubes, okay, preheated tubes it is, enters from the bottom and flows up through the heated tubes. Okay, it is preheated feed enters from the bottom and flows up through the heated tubes, hence contact time is less. Then liquid near the walls become vapors and form small bubbles. Larger bubbles flow up with the slug, it is slug means whatever mixture is formed after heating goes up, it is SLUG. So larger bubbles flow up with slug and strikes the deflector meaning something which deflects, or like you can see in meters, that is you have digital meter reading, how you have deflector. Similarly you have a part of instrument which is a deflector. So deflector throws the concentrate down to the bottom, that is your product. Your concentrated product is thrown at the bottom due to its weight also, its weight and due to gravity, whereas your lighter bubbles, that is the vapors which are evaporated, is thrown outwards at the top outlet. So how is the construction? Heating unit consists of steam jacketed tubes. Long and narrow tubes are held between the plates. Deflector is placed at the top of the vapor head. Inlets are provided for steam and feed. Outlets are provided for vapor, concentrated product, non-condensed gases and condensate. Okay, now we will see the advantages and disadvantages. So there are lot amount of advantages and certain disadvantages as well. So advantages, large area is there for heat transfer since you have tubes. So as we had seen earlier, so due to that coiling and all, you have large surface area. Then due to all these things only, there is enhanced heat transfer. It is suitable for heat sensitive material, so that is one very good advantage. Then next, used for foam forming liquids. So if you have bubble forming liquids, that is on evaporation it will form bubbles, it is good. So this instrument is good for such liquids. Then fifth, instrument needs less space. What are the disadvantages? It is expensive, construction is quite complicated. Now why complicated? Because you have to heat that tubes separately, you have to heat your feed separately. So all this makes the construction quite complicated, and you have to assemble disassemble the assembly all the time. Then cleaning and maintenance is quite difficult. Large headspace is required. Headspace meaning the area for that setup and the assembly is required more. That is, as compared to steam jacketed kettle, here headspace is required more. Then this is not for viscous salting and scaling liquids. Why? Because your feed is entering from bottom and going through the top. So if your material is very much viscous, those are scaling liquids, that is form scales during heating and all. So all this will clog the tubes and your instrument may stop in between. So this is not good for viscous, salting and scaling liquids. Salting meaning precipitation, giving out precipitation during heating and all. So for such things, such you can say samples, it is not preferable. Then what are the uses? Okay, since we said it is useful for thermolabile substances, thermosensitive substances, so it can be used for the evaporation of excess solvents or anything in case of insulin, liver extracts, vitamins, foaming liquids, corrosive solutions, etc. Okay, now next similar is forced circulation evaporator. Almost similar diagram we will see for forced circulation evaporator. Now keep that in mind, diagrams are to be studied from the book itself, and even the construction working points, everything is given nicely in the book. So more amount of advantages, disadvantages you may see in the book, so make a note of it properly. So now we'll see forced circulation evaporator. Okay, now look at the diagram of forced circulation evaporator. Now you can see almost similar is the diagram of forced circulation and your earlier one. Okay, so now what is the difference that we have to see? So difference you all can see at the bottom. A pump is provided. That is the main difference in forced circulation as compared to the earlier one. So why is that pump required? As the name suggests, forced circulation. So here you are forcing the circulation of the feed into the assembly, into the evaporator assembly, and that force will have many advantages. That is, you can now use viscous solutions, all those things also that you couldn't use in the earlier evaporator. Okay, because you have some force, you have some pressure exerted due to some pump, that is mechanical device. So even viscous substances, which was a disadvantage in the earlier, here by using this instrument it is of advantage. Okay, so viscous substances can be used. Other things you can see similar is the heating tubes, the outlets for gases, non-condensed gases, condensate. Then feed is inlet is at the bottom, product is also at the bottom, which was like the earlier one. Then you have deflector, vapor head. Then besides you have cyclone separator, vapor. So almost everything is same. The difference is in your pump. Now pump gives you good force circulation also. And another advantage is due to all this thing, once the steam leaves the tube and or the solution you can say, solution when leaves the tube, there is sudden pressure drop inside the assembly. Now due to that pressure drop, rate of evaporation or evaporation efficiency increases. So this is all overall advantage of using a pump instead of a normal assembly. So we can say this is one added advantage, or we can say this is an addition to the climbing film evaporator. So we can say the difference from climbing film evaporator is the addition of pump, which gives you many more advantages. So forced circulation will have much more advantages than as compared to climbing film evaporator. Now we'll see here in short. See the principle. Liquid is circulated through the tubes at high pressure. High pressure by means of pump, that is at the bottom. Hence boiling does not take place as the boiling point is elevated. Forced circulation creates agitation. So now agitation is also there. We had seen in factors affecting evaporation. If there is more agitation, there is more rate of evaporation. So when liquid leaves the tube and enters the vapor head, pressure falls suddenly. Pressure falls suddenly meaning from the pump, from bottom to top when it was going, the pressure was high. And when the liquid leaves the tube and enters that vapor head area where the deflector is there, pressure falls suddenly. This leads to flashing. Flashing meaning sudden movement of the superheated liquor. That is, all the concentration has gone above now in the vapor head area. Now thus evaporation is effected, or you can say evaporation is now favored. Okay, so that is the advantage of using a pump. Okay, construction. Heating unit consists of steam jacketed tubes. Here you don't have to we can say differently you have heated the tubes, then you have heated the feed, but you have heating unit which consists of steam jacketed tubes. So your tubes have your steam jacket as well for heating. Then inlets are provided for steam and feed. Feed enters from the bottom which goes to the top. Outlets are provided for vapor, concentrated products, non-condensed gases and condensate. Pump is connected near the inlet at the bottom. Now we will see the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: heat transfer coefficient is high. Then salting, scaling are not possible. Now since there is forced circulation, that is contact time is very less. Due to such things, precipitation, scaling on the walls is not at all possible. And a greater advantage is suitable for high viscous preparations. So if we want to assume syrups and such thick solutions, you can say. So this forced circulation evaporator is of use. What is the disadvantage? Now since this instrument uses power supply, so see, more power supply is required, and hence all these things makes the equipment expensive. Uses insulin and liver extract. Now insulin and liver extract was possible in the earlier instrument also, but this also can be used because insulin and liver extract are thermosensitive. So this is a better one as compared to the earlier, that is climbing film. And another is crystallizing operations. For crystallization process also we can use forced circulation evaporator.